Hey, what's up guys? So we are going to be going over the meta for this week of October here. October 22nd is the day here. And yeah, let's go over what the meta currently looks like as far as what people are actually playing. Mostly on Dueling Network, they're like, high rated. So let's go over some of the more popular decks right now. So Dark Worlds, 6 Sams, Windups, the Dino Rabbit build. Be expected to see this deck a lot more in the couple weeks because the deck is getting completely reprinted. Essentially, you got Tour Guide reprinted, you got Rabbit, we got Levier, so be expected to play this deck a lot relatively soon. And then we got Heroes. Heroes is still a very strong deck. And then Chaos Dragons, they recently just topped again. They always sneak their way up there. Chaos Dragons is still very popular. Agents, always relevant now with Earth too. The deck is pretty strong. When you get out Christia against a lot of the meta, they just fall apart. And then we have the Geargus. So that said, those are the most popular decks. Now we're gonna go over some other decks that people are playing. Just be ready to perhaps see a few of these. Perhaps maybe if you're going to regional, be expected to play maybe one or two of these. And I'll go over some great side deck choices as well against some of the meta. So Gravekeepers, there's still a lot of people playing Gravekeepers. A lot of stuff got reprinted as foil, so it's always there. And then I've seen a lot of people trying Monarchs. Monarchs are a little bit slow, but they can have a good matchup against certain decks. Like, if they have the MSC at right time, they can wreck Dark Worlds, because you can never OTK like Frog Monarchs. Like, you just can't OTK them. I think there's a variant of Zombie Monarchs that topped recently, but you pretty much just go Pyramid Turtle into Goblin Zombie Caius, and that's like the basic play. But yeah, MSC's at the right moment to get rid of Skill Drain, and you can wreck the Graph. Banish Graph, that take 1,000, then you get to attack for 24, and Caius is also Fiend, so if the field spell's there, bam, another 300 points of damage to your opponent. Plants are still popular. The whole quick draw. There's so many ways to play it. But honestly, the deck will die down just a little bit, or it won't be as good later on, because Maxi is getting a reprint, and Maxi, wrecks plants. It really does. Next up, the whole Grand Soil Saber. There's the X Saber build. I haven't really seen that too popular, but the whole Psychic, it's kind of dying down. There's still people playing it. Just be expected to play a few rounds of it, perhaps. But it's not considered, I would say, one of the most popular decks at the moment. X Saber is still, a very, very viable deck. They still have that card, Godwin's Emergency Call, which is Call of the Haunted basically for 2, and the Call of the Haunted doesn't even need to stay on the field, so it opens up a lot of plays. And also Dark Soul, pretty good card, and everything's relatively easy. And then Lightstorm will always be there. It's just one of those decks. But yeah, let me just go over a few good cards. Why is Thunder King not here? How many cards? Okay, I think that was a bad idea. Thunder King, one word. Oh, is it Thunder Dash King? We're gonna go over. No. Okay, we're gonna go over Thunder, and let's find Thunder King, because there's only 2 pages. Okay, it's Thunder Space King. Oh, it's Ride Dash. Oh, okay. Anyways, let's go over some of the cards that are great that you can side deck or just attack as a main deck against some of the meta. So, I would say Thunder King is pretty solid against most of these decks. The only thing it's not too great against is Dark World. Other than that, this will hit pretty much all the really popular decks. Heroes can't search out with Stratos, they can't E-Call, and they can't Exceed. And also Thunder King, just a really solid beater. Cyber Dragon is really good against anything where, if you have enough tuners to just get out of positions where your opponent has a field. If your opponent's playing 6 Samurai, Connect Soldier is also a great card. But I personally like Snowman Eater because you can side it against Dino Rabbit as well. But Cyber Dragon, if you're playing any synchro heavy deck or you have a lot of tuners, you can just quickly make a level 8 or just go for a quick Black Rose. Sometimes you can win against 6 Samurais like that as well. But yeah, Thunder King, a pretty solid card. But Cyber Dragon, most viable against the whole Gearga deck, because you fusion and you make is it Fortress? I gotta show you this card. It's really good. Just in case some of you players haven't seen it. So it just requires Cyber Dragon plus 1 or more machine type monsters. That can be from either player's side of the field. So if your opponent has, Machina Gear Frame, Fortress, and they got a huge field, you're like, oh, it's cool. Let me just summon Cyber Dragon. Let me clear your field and get a huge attack monster, and still haven't used my normal summon. So he's pretty good. Snowman Eater is pretty decent. I've seen players actually side Raikou, just not necessarily for the mill, but because it forces cards to miss the timing. Cards like Pulsar Dragon or Elemental Hero Shining. So depending on what deck you're playing against, maybe you want to run Lights and Darks, Raikou would be an alternative to Snowman Eater. Although Snowman Eater is very good against heroes because that 1900 defense just comes in pretty clutch at certain times. But yeah, also, this card should pretty much be in your main deck, and this will hit pretty much everything in the meta, I would say. Although Geargo, sometimes they can just sit there and plus so hard, they're like, I don't even care about your bottomless. I've plus 3 off my card already. I don't even care. But yeah, that's what the meta looks like. So if you are getting ready for a tournament, be expected to play these decks above, and then be expected to play maybe a few of these that I've listed down below. And again, these cards probably are your best side deck choices. There also is Kinetic Soldier against heroes, as well as the 6 Samurai matchups. That will help out a lot. But honestly, I would say the most popular deck, I've seen so much of these 4. Like, these 4, probably the most relevant. Because Dark World, they got a few stuff foiled out. But 6 Hams, you know, it's another one of those decks that will always be popular, I think, because it can go first turn and explode. So I hope this helps you guys out, and you know, you can play you know, a little bit better against the meta. Maybe main deck some of these cards that I've mentioned down here below if you are having trouble against some of the matchups. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. It's White Dragon signing out.